to make sure. So, if you could just tell me who you are and how you know Lennox.
So my name is Kate McNabb and I'm a solicitor, but when I first met Lennox it was in the very late 80s, early 90s, and I was working for a firm of solicitors in Oxford, and Lennox was probably one of our best clients and he used to ring up from prison or from the police station looking for some help and some representation, and we had a large number of cases for him over the years.
Gosh.
It's terrible.
So, how many cases of Lennox's did you work on, do you reckon?
Oh, lots. Probably in excess of sort of 10, 15 cases, something like that. I don't know, I can't remember now how many actually went through the court process, but he was a good client and somebody who everybody knew when he made contact with the office. But it's just absolutely fantastic to see him now.
Yeah,
just so different.
Just share that obviously you've seen of the people in here, you've seen his transformation.
Yes.
As a solicitor on the side of the law, have you seen that before? Just can you kind of share?
No, it's very, very unusual. We see people disappear because they reach a stage in their lives when relationships happen or children happen and they cease to commit so many offences. But Lennox completely disappeared and we didn't hear from him for a very long time. We were delighted when he got in touch with us back in 2005 when he set up the charity, and it was just lovely to make contact with him because he's such a lovely guy, and I don't think, although we all liked him as a client and he was terribly easy to deal with, I don't think anybody really understood what made him tick. So it was only retrospectively, when he talks about where he is now and how interested he is in the work that he does helping other people, that you really see somebody in their true light, which is delightful.
Now, why do you think people should read Lennox's story? Why is his story unique? Why do you think,
Because it is so unusual to have somebody that's become outspoken about what's happened, and when he talks about his remorse for what's gone on in the past, and his offences were horrific. He would say himself they were violent and unpredictable and very difficult to manage sometimes, and to see somebody go from that sort of extreme in their behaviour to helping other people like this is just fantastic. And if he can record that in the books, absolutely brilliant. I have no doubt it will be really, really useful for other people to see, and I'm really looking forward to reading it.
And you're still a lawyer, I take it?
Yes.
You're still on the front lines?
Yes.
And I take it dealing with county line cases and gang cases?
Yes.
Why is Lennox's voice important now, today?
Well, because he's been there and he's done that, and that's a first point of contact, some common thread for a young person who finds themselves in some difficulties is bound to have a resonance with them and would hopefully make some sort of difference. So you can see that the influence he has could be fantastic for young people. Even if he's making young people just think about their lives, that's a real positive. Even if he can't turn everybody around, a little bit of change is going to make a huge difference for them.
And just finally, you said you were dealing with his cases in the 80s and the 90s.
Yes.
Is there a huge difference from then to now with what's happening with individuals, other, people like Lennox who are still stuck in the criminal system?
Well, I suppose the similarities probably are the vulnerability of the young people that get into trouble, and it may well be that they're enticed by money and expensive gifts, but actually a huge number of them get into trouble because they're vulnerable and they've got mental health problems and they come from really difficult dysfunctional family backgrounds, and that for me is the saddest part of it. It's not very often kids that want the big rewards, it's just that they want to belong to something, and that's, in my experience, that's as common as to why it starts. And I think Lennox has explained that that's pretty much where he was. He was isolated and hurt and damaged, and that's how it all began for him.
So, message of encouragement for Lennox and the launch of the book tonight. What would you say what would you say to Lennox?
Hopefully the book is just the first step, and he will continue all the fantastic work that they're doing through Refocus. Absolutely brilliant, and I wish them the very best of luck.